In this video, we're going to talk about how to run for the state senate. If you've ever thought of doing that, please watch this video to the end. I'm going to tell you how it's done, what you need to do to get your campaign started, how you can find help to do things you don't know how to do, and I got a free gift for you at the end of this video. In this video, we're going to talk about how to meet and develop a strong network of stout supporters. We're going to talk about how you develop a message, how you execute the message, and how you put together a budget so that you don't run out of money. Your first step, if you're running for the state senate, is to develop a network of influential people who can help you win. Who are influential people in your community? Well, it could be the head of the Chamber of Commerce. It could be the head of a civic and charitable organization. It could be elected officials of your own party who agree with you ideologically and are willing to endorse you or add their voice to your cause. The second thing about running for state senate is you must have a compelling campaign message. And I'm going to go through things that voters want to know about you as they evaluate your fitness for office. Number one, you need to tell them what makes you qualified to do the job. What about your private and professional background gives you the wisdom and the judgment to make decisions on behalf of the people who live in your jurisdiction? They expect you to tell them that. What is your moral code? What can you say about your notions of right and wrong and deep held beliefs and your way you view the world that lets them know that your moral code is in sync with theirs? Tell them what you're going to do for them. Voters, at the end of the day, want to know what you're going to do for them. So you need to tell them what kind of problem you're going to solve, how you are going to make their life better, what kind of wrong are you going to right, what policy change are you going to make in the state senate when you get there. They need to know what you're going to do for them, and they expect you to tell them. The fourth thing is, what kind of story can you tell lets voters know they can trust you when you are not looking? Did you have an experience in your life that made you absolutely passionate about fixing a certain kind of problem? Did you hear or see something once that made you passionate about asking for the power to improve the way people live? They will expect you to tell them that. I'm going to finally here with one final thing that at the end of the campaign that is a very important component of your message. At the end of the day, in a primary, you may face a field of candidates. In a general election, you're going to have one opponent. It is incumbent on you to make that choice abundantly clear to voters. If you're in a crowded field, is why you are the better candidate than the others. If it's a one-on-one race, it's why you're better and the other candidate is the wrong choice in the election. This is information that voters expect you to tell them. It's called a campaign message, and no message is complete unless you have a mix of all of these components. Once you've developed your campaign message, then you kind of have to figure out who your target audience is. In every state senate jurisdiction, you can look at voting history and with a certain amount of precision predict how many people are going to vote. Take a look at that list. Most state senate races are partisan in nature, meaning there's a Democrat and there's a Republican. It is odd for Democrats to vote for Republicans. It is odd for Republicans to vote for Democrats. And the point is that regardless of your party, there's going to be a certain section of the electorate that's probably never going to vote for you. Why spend any money trying to talk to them? Because if they're incapable of doing that, it's waste of money to try and talk to them. But in a competitive district, there are two other very important groups. And those are the members of your party that normally vote for the nominee of your party. And then usually there's a group of swing voters in the middle. They may be people who are independents and not registered with any party, or they may be a group of people who traditionally swing back and forth depending on the election and the year that it's being held. You have to figure out who your target audience is and the least expensive way to get a message to them, because otherwise you're going to waste a lot of money sending messages to people who will never vote for you. Oh, by the way, if you've got questions or comments about anything I've said, please put them in the comments section. I do try and answer every question I get. The next thing we should talk about is how you reach your target audience. And let's kind of break it down into three categories. There's the ground part of your advertising. There is the social media part of your advertising, and then there is the shotgun part of your advertising. That's an easy way to understand it. Let's start with the shotgun part of it. Quite often, Senate candidates use mass media communication tools to communicate with a set of voters. It is called direct mail. It is called CTV, it's OTTV, it is cable television, it is radio ads, and in some cases it is commercial television. That is a great way to reach people if you have the money to do it. Let's talk about the social media. That's a little bit more refined, but social media is an amazing tool to disseminate a message, and it's generally cheaper than other kinds of paid political advertising. Do you have a Facebook account? Do you have a LinkedIn account? Do you have an Instagram account? Do you have a YouTube account? Put these on your website and make sure that however it is the preferred form of communication for a voter that happens on your website, make sure that they know how to find you and learn more about you through the icons that you put on your website. And finally, I'm going to mention the ground operation. I know a lot of people poo-poo the importance of field organizations and door-to-door. I'm one of those that believes it's extraordinarily effective. So I mentioned earlier in this video the importance of swing voters. They are the hardest to convince because they could go either way, and they need to hear more from you than those voters who are automatically going to vote for you if they show up. And therefore, the face-to-face time, the yard signs, the door-to-door canvassing, literature, lit drops, and handouts to a certain select number of people that you need to reach one-on-one is all part of a way to execute your message. A word about your resources. You can't win a competitive state Senate race without money. You cannot properly execute a state Senate race unless you have a budget and unless you stick to that budget. In order to fill the coffers of that budget, you need a fundraising plan. Money is not a dirty word. Money makes the world go around, and everything that I've talked about doing in this video has some cost associated with it, including the gas that you have to put in your car to go meet people that you want to be part of your influential network. The details of how to do that is for another video. I'm just mentioning it here because no campaign for state senate is complete until you know exactly what you're going to spend, how you're going to spend it, and where you're going to get the money to do it. I think I mentioned earlier that I have a free gift for you, and it's this. In the link below, you're going to find a video, and the title of it is 5 Ways That Candidates Raise Money for Their Political Campaign. If you're serious about raising money, knowing that you need to raise some, I suggest you watch it.